Hail, Internet! It's Paul. It's Matt! The Dork Lords. We are here today talking about episode 4 of The Penguin, Ciantani, which is a traditional Italian toast. We see it used as such in this episode.
Yes.
Basically, may you live 100 years. Where there's an irony to Sophia wishing everyone long life before killing them all.
Yeah. Perhaps she meant in the afterlife.
Right, in the afterlife. But it did remind me of the end of the previous episode. Hey, you can trust me.
Yeah.
Leave her!
Yeah.
They have this, they've got a pattern now. All right,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah.
We open with a minor flashback to the last few moments of episode 3.
Yes.
Oz has just finished his "you can trust me" shtick.
Yes.
Nadia and the Maroney gang get the drop on him, and Sophia learns the truth. Oz
Yes.
killed Alberto and made a deal with the Maronis.
Yeah, and I find it fascinating that we didn't see that until this week. It's like, maybe it wasn't so bad for Penguin.
Right.
No, it was bad.
Yeah, oh yeah. No, it's terrible. Yeah, you're right.
He killed your brother. He did it.
And he has no compunction in the moment about it. I mean, he's trying to save his life, obviously, but he's just like, oh no, I was just getting with her so that she could give me the access to the drug. Yeah. See? I mean,
yeah. He's like, trust me, I'm selling her out now. Clearly.
Right, exactly. As I sit next to her.
Yeah.
And then Vic drives in, saves the day for Oz. Sophia calls her therapist, Julian Rush, for help before passing out. That's our opening. We end with Sophia party crashing a Falcone family get-together. She tells everyone off, then says she's starting a new life.
Yes.
Now, some at the table might interpret her comment to mean she's headed to Italy. They'd be wrong.
There's the suckers.
Yeah. Oh, see, she said Ciantani. That's Italian. See, it's because she's going to Italy. Oh, no, she's killing us. Okay.
Yeah. She's killing Italians. That's what
yes, that's right. So she pumps poison gas into the house. She kills almost everyone, including Uncle Luca.
Yep.
She saves her young niece, who is innocent of her betrayal. And she opens Johnny Viti's window to spare him. She wakes him up at gunpoint saying, "We need to talk." One would assume she is now the head of the Falcone family. All that said, Paul.
Yes.
What'd you think of episode 4?
Another fine episode.
Right.
I was concerned after the last episode. Not that Sophia needed to work with Oz or anything. But, I think I imagined that for her, she didn't have a lot of options, and she just made some. she just made some options for her. So, to the point where, she'll obviously have more on her hands other than the fact that she wants to kill Oz. I mean, the fact that she still needs Viti means that there's still stuff that needs to happen, and of course there's the drug and whatever Oz had initially negotiated and what her plans will be now. I mean, there's more drama. So but I was actually thinking, like, why would you cut it off so quickly? And now I have some faith.
I got you. Right. Why that partnership, agreed.
Yes. Yeah.
Because I was wondering after episode 3, I think we mentioned it in the recap, whether Oz could somehow keep her on his side.
Right.
But that we see in this episode how strong that bond is, right? That's strong, the bond with Alberto.
And some really interesting things where she's like admonishing her brother for calling Oz the Penguin.
Right.
She actually was like, had some sympathy, although you could argue that, when Oz was sort of questioning
And she's like, "Stop talking. You're just a driver." Or
yes,
whatever.
Yes, exactly. That he might have felt, okay,
that
fine.
might have given him inspiration to to
rat
on her.
Okay, fine, yeah. It's funny though, because it was the whole thing about why did you cross me? Why did you cross me? I had no idea why, and so in this episode we see it, and it almost didn't feel like that much of a betrayal to me.
I know it's true, because in my head after episode 3, I thought, oh, he must have testified, or he went to the cops.
Yeah, he just.
It was in some ways worse because he told the serial killer.
Yeah.
Hey, the person who's investigating your serial killing is your daughter. But yeah, in terms of you're in organized crime. You are the driver for the head of the organization's daughter.
Yeah.
She's meeting with a reporter.
Yeah.
Who's trying to investigate. If you don't say something, you might be killed. If it gets found out later, wait, you were driving her to meet with the reporter, and you didn't mention this, like that. So in some ways, while he did betray her, there's also a little bit of well, it's organized crime, and he's kind of
she wasn't paying his salary,
right, right. So it was they've softened that a little bit. Yeah,
the only thing he knew was that he was, and that he told that she was talking to. The press, but he didn't know the nature of those conversations.
Correct.
And also, he didn't know what was in her head about her father killing her mother.
Right. Yep. Yeah. You're right. He didn't have. I don't think he didn't have all the facts.
No, of course he didn't have all those facts.
He's just hey, she's talking to the press in an alley. I drove over there. That's kind of weird.
I feel like he would have got more out of it than just
Yeah. Great. Yes. Right.
Or they would have killed him, oh yeah, I know you killed his mother, so yeah, maybe give me a nicer job. Wait, what's all the dirt on me? Hey!
Yes, exactly. Why am I in this grave? Wait, what? But we do see, since Alberto was this one family member that was on her side, even when she was in Arkham, Oz murdering him is like crossing a Rubicon, I feel like.
Oh yeah.
There's really, I can't see him talking his way back. The need for revenge is too strong, so...
the only crazy thing that it feels like it's like 3-dimensional chess or something that's too crazy, some way that our Alberto really betrayed her. But, no, he was there was a number of people that they're sort of, you see when they come on, there's these people don't seem to have any flaws, or not many flaws.
Well, the Julian Rush character, I am very distrustful of that guy.
Oh, yeah.
But he comes off as look, I quit Arkham as a protest, and I just care about you, and whatever. I'm like,
yeah. But no, she kind of exposed him. And you can see that there's something suspicious about his behavior. That
said, she called him when she needed help, right? I mean,
yes, so right. But
yeah. It's So, but Alberto seems to be the guy, especially because also you would think in a typical Godfather style plotline that he'd be the one that's next in line because he's the guy, he's the son. And so she's jealous of him or something like that. But in this case, no. Carmine's like, look, I'm looking at you, Sophia. You're going to take over because, Alberto's not really cut out for this. And so we see that Alberto's doesn't seem to be particularly interested in taking over at that time. Right. Now we see later, after Carmine's dead, that he's kind of like, all right, I guess I'll pick up the pieces. But anyway, just it felt like he was genuinely interested in his sister's well-being.
Yes, it did. But that'd be an interesting.
If he wasn't, because he is a jerk. In episode 1, he's a dick. In a way though, if you perhaps saw how he was siding with the family. I mean, he wasn't a fan of Oz before everything happened, but Sophia knew. Alberto must have known too that Oz betrayed her. So, she probably was fine with him calling him Penguin after that. Right. So Sophia's arc it's really intriguing, and they do it. I mean, it's one episode, but they go through the entire arc. She's a socialite. She talks to the reporter. She realizes her dad killed her mom. She gets ratted out by Oz. She gets framed by the entire family, who all put in like these little Arkham, personal accounts of like, oh yeah, no, she's crazy and dangerous. So they do that to shut her up to save Carmine from jail. She's tortured in Arkham for 10
Now we don't get
years.
a real sense of why he killed his wife, right?
We don't. I
wonder if that's something else.
Women.
I wonder.
Is it an obsession or something?
I don't know. Like, I feel like maybe there's more shoes to drop there.
Okay.
'Cause, I mean, one thing, I think it all happened rather well, and a lot happened in the episode in terms of showing exactly what she went through. Right. However, it's like a whiplash move where it's like, I want you to take over the family. Oh, you found out some family secrets. Oh,
yeah, I agree.
We'll commit you.
I agree that turnaround did seem abrupt, where it was like, all she did, she was talking to a reporter, and if you to her credit, at the end of her conversation with the reporter, she's like, screw you, and if you report this, I'm gonna, we'll get you, or whatever. She says something along the lines of, I toe the family line. Right. So, just the fact that she was talking to this reporter, that I agree.
I mean, she starts to question, and she
remembers
about her mom and all that, and so
I mean, when she says like, "Oh, it was somebody else," there's another explanation, right? I mean, she knows it's not at that point.
Yeah, right.
So,
well,
he knows that she knows, but
well, she's kind of telling him, and it's basically, I guess, saying that he's not good enough without thinking about that. It's like Michael Corleone was like, she's hysterical. She's
yeah.
Don't ask me about my business is all he would have to say.
That's right. Yeah, I agree that it was, you felt like there might have been an intermediate step there where he's like,
or
wow, you're right. This is a problem, and I should get to the bottom of this. Obviously, haven't done anything,
like, you know what? I was making choices for our family, and this must hurt you, and so on. He should attempt to gauge. Because, what's the point of just sort of putting her in prison after that? I mean, she's not going to have access to anybody anyway, so you could have had an actual conversation about that.
Plus, I almost wonder, how at risk is he? Like, he's obviously, I mean, think about at the surface level.
He's able to do all that stuff.
At the surface level, the idea that his wife
power.
And several women at his exclusive club that work at all coincidentally committed suicide by hanging seems a tad suspicious. Yeah. So it's like he owns the cops, he owns the courts, he owns Arkham. He probably owns some portion of the paper. Like, okay, so there's a reporter gonna print a story. I still own the justice system, so
right.
Okay. Oh, no. In some ways, it improves my reputation. Oh, who knows? I'm a loose cannon. Oh, I don't know. So
it's interesting that it was 3 episodes where she's the hangman. She killed all those people. And she did say that she didn't do it. And boy, now we really did see that. The only thing you could get her for before this episode was somebody wanted to be her friend, and she bashed her brains in. So maybe that person's dead. Maybe the magpie's dead. Why she was able to get out after that, I don't know.
Now that's a good point. I think there was some little news story in one of the early episodes, 1 or 2, where it was just like, said something like, and patients are being let out of Arkham. I thought the implication was like with the flood. There were problems with housing, and so they were letting people out.
I think you're right.
Maybe that's a thing.
Okay.
But the killing of Magpie was interesting too, because there was that. She gets denied a trial.
Yeah.
And I think in her mind, rightfully so, she's basically saying, "Oh, okay, I'm here forever. I've been fighting this. You're saying I'm a murderer. I might as well be one. I accept the fate you have given me."
Sure.
And she murders her, admittedly annoying cell neighbor. I mean,
you were like manslaughter.
Right. Yeah, no, I kind of feel like, temporary insanity at least. But somehow she, as they say, gets out, maybe through to the flood, whatever. They let her out.
Sense.
She gets murderous revenge on her family. Now she's going to take over the gang. But that was all done in this single episode. So, and you know, it was obviously a Sophia episode. It was effective storytelling. You know, they did it real well there. I'll say this: with the rest of the family, barring the niece, dead.
Yeah.
I would say the most obvious person, if there was going to be a person to challenge Sophia's leadership, would be her very much alive half-sister, Selena Kyle. Now, I don't think that's happening in season 1, but maybe down the road, that's a Catwoman enters. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it would be interesting if that happened. I don't have any faith that things like that will happen. I mean, I give them credit for saying that, I guess, Oz Cobb will be appearing in the second movie, so they can build on what they put into this show.
Yeah.
But I mean, I hope they, build more. But I don't want to give them that credit until they've earned it.
Okay, fair enough.
It's like it'd be nice if they did that, but I just
I got you. That is theory crafting for sure. Yeah, I'm just throwing that out.
Yeah, no, it's just like it'd be nice if we're not going to see Batman. We know it. They've kind of pretty much said it.
They've said that. Yeah, they said that.
So, it's like, okay, even though, if this much crime is happening in Gotham and Batman is not even doing anything, it's like,
what is he doing? Is he
it's just a drop in the water is what he's doing.
He's stopping like
so
7-Eleven
much crime. Yeah.
Shoplifting or something. Like, this is where the crime is happening.
It's like, I'm only one guy. It's like, you gotta, that's why he needs Robin, just so that he can take on some of this extra crime.
Yeah, but just to say that in this particular universe, you now have essentially only one other adult person who apparently has a connection to the Falcones, and that is Selena Kyle. So it seems like if I were thinking that the show, the series or the story is pushing in that direction, perhaps. But anyway, we'll see. So yeah, really fascinating. She's on top now. We see from the trailer for the next episode that Oz is kind of spinning it as like, well, hey, she did our job for us. One family down, one to go. So when he says one to go, I guess he's saying because the Maronis are our enemy now, or my enemy now, I need to find a way to deal with them and kill them. I don't know what anyway. So still not sure where he gets his support from. Unless it's maybe going to the Triads, but they didn't seem to trust him either. Anyway, we'll see. We'll see how that all plays out.
That's the person that they trusted, to sort of make it okay, is still alive. Vinny's still alive. Yep. So, so it'll be interesting to see what Right, you would think that's a great point now.
Great point, because Sophia keeping Vidi alive is probably in order to have Vidi make that call and be like, hey, here's the deal. Oz threatened me, but now we're good. Sophia and I can run things, whatever, with the Triad folks.
Yeah.
Okay, well, interesting. Yeah, we'll see how that all plays out in episode 5. It is still a fascinating series.
Yeah.
Well done for Kristen Milioti. I thought she really put in a strong performance here.
Yeah.
Carried the episode quite well. And Mark Strong, well played, stepping in pretty seamlessly.
Yeah.
As Carmine Falcone, so good job on that.
Yeah, he looks a lot like John Turturro. Yeah, he's like spitting image.
With the sunglasses, you can almost see it, right? But yes, no, we'll be back talking about episode 5. Thank you as always, Paul. Appreciate it, good sir.
No problem, sure.
And we'll talk to everybody next time. Bye.
Bye.